Hello all dear friends. In this video we will talk about the fact that Vladimir Putin replaced several leaders of the so-called special military operation. All of them, from General Alexander Dvornikov to Deputy Defense Minister Valery Gerasimov, were temporary appointees, since Putin not only expected quick results and clear implementation of his instructions from each, but also was not willing to allow leadership. Focus examined how the change of army command affected the situation in Ukraine. At the beginning of the full-scale invasion on February 24, 2022, Vladimir Putin did not appoint one commander to lead the so-called special military operation in Ukraine, which he had announced the day before. And although Valery Gerasimov was considered the real leader, different generals were operating in separate sections of the front, depending on the region and military district from which they came to Ukraine. Because the Kremlin thought that Ukraine could be conquered in a few days. But the plan for a quick conquest failed. Ukraine held out for both 3 days and 33 days. After Russian troops retreated from the northern regions, Putin delegated control of the operation to one army general, Alexander Dvornikov, commander of the southern military district, one of the leaders of Russian operations in Syria. This happened at the beginning of April 2022. Obviously, such an appointment was hoped for in the Kremlin. As an army general, Dvornikov has a higher rank than all the commanders of the armies involved. This means that no one will discuss his orders, there will not be the usual competition between the generals. No, every man for himself, as it has been so far, noted then Austrian military expert Tom Cooper. Obviously, they were counting on Dvornikov. He was to rapidly move his forces forward, ensuring considerable success by the sacred date for the Kremlin, May 9, when Russia celebrates Victory Day in World War I. It was about capturing the entire territory of Donetsk and Luhansk oblasts. But Dvornikov failed, and he was replaced in late May by Gennady Zhidko. He is the former commander of the Eastern Military District and Russian Deputy Defense Minister for Military and Political Work. As experts explain, this particular district was considered to be the most manned and combat-ready, so it had to increase its efficiency. The time of Zhidko's command was remembered for the rapid liberation of the Kharkiv region, so Putin replaced this general with another one, Sergei Surovikin. A special post had already been created for the latter, commander of the Russian troops in Ukraine, officially, the combined group of forces. Of course, Gerasimov, the chief of the General Staff of the Russian Armed Forces, could have been appointed to this post at once, but it was considered that the failures of the Russian Federation in March 2022 had badly damaged his image. Sergei Surovikin was known for his participation in the Second Russian-Chechen War and the military operation in Syria. He was called the executioner of Aleppo and General Armageddon for his crushing bombings of Syrian cities and civilian deaths. Even on the day of his appointment, experts said that the general was in favor of massive missile strikes against Ukrainian infrastructure, including civilian infrastructure. And already a few days later cruise missiles flew on Ukrainian cities. The missile attacks had no effect on Russia's loss of control over part of the right bank Kherson region in November. So on January 11, 2023, Putin removed Surovikin from his post and appointed Valery Gerasimov as deputy commander of the new Russian forces in Ukraine.